Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Willpower Cup and let's run this team. So we're going to be using the Claydol paired with the Shadow Drapion and the Mandibuzz in the back here. Terrible lead. We're going to switch out into the Drapion. We get met with the Quillfish. So they match our poison with their own poison. So we're going to be able to win this matchup here if we throw on good timing. We do have the energy advantage. Aquatail does get used by our opponents, so we know that we can start matching shields if they start shielding. Okay, we are just going to allow it to go down. Farm with the Claydol. Our opponent does bring the Mandibuzz back in. We're going to try to catch the move, but then they switch out into their Drapion. Drapion in the back versus this Mandibuzz with some energy and a shield advantage. Let's see if we're going to be able to win this matchup. We're going to go for the Aerial Ace, and then we're going to see what moveset they're running. Aquatail is revealed. Another Aerial Ace is going to get used here. It's going to get them into the red. We're going to switch out into the Claydol, trying to farm it down. They go for the Crunch, and we do invest the shield there. We're going to fire off our own Ice Beam, and it does grab that shield. We're trying to get to another Ice Beam here. We know we can tank one, so we're going to let this go. They go for the Aerial Ace. So that is not going to work out for them, but they're going to have an opportunity to get to another move. We're going to shield here. It ends up being the Aerial Ace. So we're going to fire off this Ice Beam as soon as we have it, hoping that it KOs. We do get the KO, and we are going to be able to win that game. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with our own Claydol, taking out their Mandibuzz, kind of flipping in and out of that situation. All right, Claydol versus the Shadow Drapion, pretty decent lead here. However, Shadow Drapion is going to be able to spam a lot of moves. So we're going to take the first one. Aquatail does get used, and looks like they are going to throw another move here. We're gonna one shield, try to farm down. We do get the farm down. We see the opposing Claydol come in, so we're gonna fire off the Ice Beam and trying to get to another move. We do get to another Ice Beam here. This is gonna deal roughly 50 to 60%. Trying to get another move, but they are able to farm us down. So we're just gonna fire off this Mandibuzz, tank the Ice Beam, and we see the Quillfish in the pack. So we do have the Drapion versus the Quillfish. We can tank one. Okay, they are going to be able to get to another Aquatail really quickly. We're going to fire off the Aquatail because we survived the next one, and we're going to fire off the next Aquatail here. This is going to get the KO, or it's going to get the shield. We're going to switch out immediately here. They are going to throw an Aquatail. We can survive that, and at this point, we can try to farm it down. Would they go for another Aquatail? We do get the farm down, so we have a ton of energy for their Claydol. Gonna fire off this Dark Pulse here, and it is enough to take it out. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Great lead, and at the end, that Shadow Drapion versus the Quillfish, luckily we did out bulk them. We got the Claydol versus the Gardevoir. They're going to switch out into the Mandibuzz, so we're going to go into the Drapion here so that we can apply a lot of charge move pressure. The combination of the Poison Sting plus the Aquatails will start adding up. They have to get to at least 2 moves. Aerial Ace is going to get used here. We're going to take that. They do have back-to-back, so we're going to invest a shield here, and we're going to make sure we throw in good timing. This Aquatail here will not KO, but maybe farm down range? No farm down range. We're going to have to fire off another Aquatail. This is going to get the shield, or it's going to get the KO. So we grab that shield back. They are able to farm us down. We're going to go into the Mandibuzz and tank these moves. If they allow us to farm it down, we will have a lot of energy to throw back at that Gardevoir. So we do get a little bit of energy advantage. We're going to fire off this Dark Pulse immediately. This is going to get the shield, or it's going to get the KO. They decide to shield it up, and we're going to switch into the Claydol immediately. They have their own Claydol lurking in the back. Gonna fire off the Ice Beam, and let's see. We're gonna shield here because no matter either move is gonna deal a good amount of damage. They go for the Scorching Sand. They do not get the debuff. We are able to farm down, and now we have energy left over for their Gardevoir. This should KO. Yes, it will. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of that situation, weaving in and out of the switch timer, and just snowballing enough that we have enough energy to take out that Gardevoir. That Gardevoir Didn't even get off a move, right? All right, next game. Let's see, who do we find? Got the Claydol versus the Mandibuzz. Horrible matchup here. We're going to switch on to the Drapion. They match us with their own Drapion, so that is really good news. If you have a mirror matchup and we have the energy advantage, we should be in good shape here. We're going to allow the first one to go through, and then we're going to see what they invest in. So they do throw up a shield. You can see we have less health than they do, but we are trying our best to match their shields. They go for the double shield, so we're going to match them. And we got to make sure we throw in good timing here. We do see that they switch back out into the Mandibuzz, so we're going to match them with our own Mandibuzz. Have the health advantage, but we do not have the energy advantage. They have a good head start on that front. However, we should get this in range of maybe a farm down by something. That's the plan. Arrow Ace does get used here. They switch back out into the Drapion. Drapion is going to have to tank a Arrow Ace, so there goes all that energy by them. Now they're switch locked. They come back in here with their Qwilfish. Qwilfish is going to have to beat our own Claydol. So they ended up having the Qwilfish in the back, and likely we do have a Claydol waiting for them. We tank the first move, we take out the Qwilfish, and now we see the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz goes for the Arrow Ace, takes us out right there. We're going to go for this Arrow Ace, and essentially we're going to try our best to get it low enough so that we can get an Aquatoll off. They go for another Arrow Ace here, doesn't quite KO, so we're going to stay in and continue throwing these Arrow Aces. We know we win CAP tie, so we don't have to switch out. Now we have the Drapion versus the Mandibuzz, and we do have a move save, so GG's to our opponent, able to win that game off of a terrible lead. Luckily, the Drapion leaving with the move and then winning CAP at the very end right there. So barely winning and barely squeaking out that win, but we were able to line up everything to perfection. Here we go. We got the Claydol versus the Drapion. Regular Drapion on that. They are going to stay in for now, interesting enough. They're going to fire off a move. We're going to take the first one. Aquatoll does get used. We're going to pressure them here because they're going to be able to get to another move. So we either want a shield here or we want the KO. So here, potential KO. So we're going to shield here. They go for the crunch. They do get the debuff, and they are able to get to another move. Wow. All right, we're going to shield here because we think Claydol energy is going to be valuable. They have the Mandibuzz and Claydol in the back. We're going to fire off our crunch here. They do get debuffed, and now we are going to apply the pressure. This is going to get the shield, or it's going to get the KO. They decided to let it go. So now we have to beat a one shield Mandibuzz. Aquatoll does get used here, chip away, and trying to get to another one. Oh, unable to. So we got a Mandibuzz to match them. This is going to help us chip away at their health. They go for the Dart Pulse, anticipating the Claydol. So we do get an inefficient charge move usage there. Now the Arrow Ace does get used, but we can see that we have the health advantage. They do have a shield, but you can see they're not going to be able to take us out because we still have the Claydol with some good energy. So GG's, check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.